So guys, today we are making a comforting dish. The comforting dish we're making is creamy chicken taco soup. And this dish is tastes very nice, it's very easy to make, and it's nice and comforting, and it's nice and warm, especially on a cold day when you want to eat something warm.
Hello friends, welcome back to our Food and Fun with Kids channel. So here we have some vegetables getting charred. Our vegetables are, we have some green bell peppers, some garlic cloves, some onions, some tomatoes, and some jalapenos. So we're charring it. Now we're just going to flip it.
And you make sure to get a nice char on those. So meanwhile, here we have our ingredients that we'll need for our taco soup. So the first thing we have is we have two types of canned beans here. We're gonna rinse them. And we have some black beans and some white kidney beans. And then we have a packet of low sodium taco seasoning mix. We have 1 pound of boneless chicken. And then we have some cilantro, some corn. We have frozen corn, you can use fresh. And then some salsa. And here we have 4 cups of low sodium chicken broth. And that'll give it a nice chickeny flavor. And then for garnishing, what we're gonna use at the very end is we're gonna use some Mexican style cheese. We're gonna have some heavy whipping cream and some avocado slices.
So as you can see, it's starting to get a nice charred effect. And now we're going to let it cool, and after that we're going to puree it. And now the charred effect, it gives it a nice flavor to the taco soup.
And we're still gonna wait for it to be charred because right now it's not fully charred yet.
Now as you can see, our vegetables have a nice charred effect. Now the charred effect gives a lot of flavor to our soup. Now we're going to puree them.
So here we have our hand blender. You can use a normal blender. And we're just gonna grab the vegetables and add it. And we're gonna blend it into a puree and a chunky puree. So here we have it, it's chunky. It's almost like salsa. And then we're just gonna put this aside. So now, we have our slow cooker here.
I took the lid off, now I'm going to add everything.
Just gonna put this to the side. And now we're gonna add our ingredients. So here's our chicken. We'll add this first. We have our 2 types of beans, our white kidney beans, which we rinsed, and our black beans, which we also rinsed. So we'll add both of them, just like that. And then we have our corn. We're gonna add this to the mix. We have some salsa. We have our cilantro. And then now we have our chicken broth. We're gonna add this to the mix. And again, any order is fine. There's no specific order to add the ingredients. And all the detailed measurements will be in the description box below. And now here we have our vegetable puree mix. I'm just gonna add this. And this will give it like a whole nother level of flavor because since we charred the vegetables, it'll give like this nice char effect. So there we have that. And we have our 1 pack of taco seasoning. So I'm gonna take this. And we're not adding any extra salt or like any extra spices. Again, you can adjust it, like we added a jalapeno while charring our vegetables. You don't have to add one, and like depending on your spice level. And we're not gonna add extra salt. We'll taste it like at the end and see if we need extra salt, but it's probably not gonna be needed since the chicken broth has salt and this taco seasoning also has salt.
Now we're going to mix it and mix it nicely so the taco seasoning spreads. So as you can see, it's nicely mixed. Now we're going to add our lid back on. Now we're putting this for low, so it'll be ready after 8 hours, but you can put it for high if you don't have enough time. And we're going to show you, we're going to shred the chicken after 4 to 5 hours. And if you have frozen chicken, you need to shred it after 6 hours. It has now been 6 hours since the soup was cooking, and now we need to shred it. So as you know, if you had frozen chicken, it needs to cook for longer. So now we're going to shred it.
Yeah, frozen chicken, you might want to keep it in there for 8 hours and then shred it since it's like frozen, but ours was fresh. Okay, so here we have our chicken and we took it out of the soup and it's like nice and squishy, which means it's cooked. And so now we're gonna shred it. And you can take a knife and like individually shred it if you want, but we're gonna use a simpler method. We're gonna shred it using this beater. So now let's shred the chicken. As you can see, the chicken got shredded. This is a fast and simple way. So now we're gonna put it back in the soup. Chicken. Okay. Now we're just going to give it a quick little stir. And so now this is also the time we're going to be adding our heavy cream. And heavy cream basically makes the taco soup more creamy and it gives it a nice like rich taste. And so we're gonna put the heavy cream in this. Just give it a quick mix. As you can see, the soup looks like nice and creamy.
It starts to turn a little more whitish because of the heavy cream.
Okay, yeah, that's enough mixing.
And now we're going to close it. And after 2 hours, it'll be ready and then it's ready to serve. So the soup has now been cooking for 8 hours, and as you can see, all the spices have soaked in. And now look how nice and creamy this looks. Wow. See, look at it, it looks really delicious. And the aroma is so strong, and you can smell it throughout the whole house.
And it smells very nice, the smell. So now, let's serve it. But before we serve it, here are our toppings that we're gonna be putting on. So here we have some sliced avocado, thinly sliced. And we have some cheese. We took Mexican blend cheese. We have some homemade fried tortilla strips. And let us know down in the comments below whether or not we should post a video on this. And then we have some cilantro and some thinly sliced lemon. And we also have some sour cream. So now we're gonna take our bowl and add some soup. So here's our soup bowl. And then we're gonna take our cheese, add all of it on top to get that nice cheesy taste.
You just need to sprinkle it across.
The cheese. And then we have our fried tortilla strips. I'm gonna sprinkle these across. This will add a nice like crunch when you're eating. There we have those. And then we have our sliced avocado. Just gonna line these up on the edge. Just like this. And this will add some nice, because avocados are creamy, this will also give another level of creamy. And then we have some lemon to give us some acidity. Then we have our sour cream. We're just gonna plop this in the middle, just like that. And then we have our coriander. I'm just gonna sprinkle this all on top. And there you go, the taco soup is ready to eat.
Looks so nice. I really just want to try it. So, now don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel.